If you remember, just before spring break, we had homework that dealt with how you add tables to PowerPoint. This homework is going to review adding tables, since it's been a while since we went over that, and go over how you add Excel to PowerPoint. We're covering the basics on the adding Excel. So first of all, let's go in and review. You can insert a table one of two ways, and I've got a table already in here. You can go in and use the insert table, or let's get rid of this table. If you look on the box that's empty, you have an insert table. You can click that and insert tables as well. So on your insert tab or in your box on PowerPoint are two ways you can go and add tables. Remember, in tables you have design tools. You can change styles. You can choose different rows. You've got table style options. One thing I want to point out, when you're looking at the layout, you have ways to change the width of the cells here and the height here. But you can also, like if you look, science over here is on, not even the whole word made it on one line. Notice, and it's hard to see, so you'll have to look close, how there's a double arrow on the vertical line. They're going up and down. You've got an arrow pointing to each side. If you reach that and you double click, it will make it the right size so everything fits on one line. If you have too much space, you can do that as long as you have the double line right and left and you do it right on the edge. It will make it the right sizes. I want to show you how to rotate text. First thing I want to do is put in some text. Then we want it to cover the whole thing, so we will highlight the cells. If I don't highlight the cells and try and merge, nothing happens. But if I highlight the cells I want to merge and then click merge, it turns it into one. Now if you look, we're still under Table Tools Layout. You have text direction. You can tell it what direction you want it to go to. Once you tell it a direction, you use the same things to center that you would normally use. Moving text. If you don't like the order the text is in, there isn't an easy way to do it when you've added a table to PowerPoint. You're going to have to go to Layout. You're going to have to insert a row either above or below. And then you're going to have to click, highlight, and drag it to where you want it to be. You can add a couple of rows if you're making lots of changes. You get the idea. When you're done making the changes you want to make, whatever extra row you have, you just click in it and you delete the row. Excel gives you a few more features, and you can embed an Excel sheet into PowerPoint. You cannot do it by clicking on the insert table. That just inserts a regular table. You will have to go to the Insert tab, click the down arrow under Tables, and then you will notice at the bottom it says Excel Spreadsheet. Once you do that, the box will appear. This is the box you're going to work on to edit it. I'm going to make it a little bigger so we can see it. I want you to notice that all these tabs have changed. These are Excel toolbars. So your home is going to look very different than what you're used to. Okay, we've added some data into the spreadsheet. All I did was type in some numbers so you could see how this is going to work. So if you look on the Home tab, we have our font choices. We can make the fonts bigger. Now a hint I'm going to give you is if you click this little arrow in the corner, it chooses everything that's visible and you can do everything all at once instead of having to highlight it. So let's make things a little bigger. And we can change the font. Now if you notice, not everything is being seen. This works the same way. Instead of, you're still going to get a double arrow, only it's going to look a little different. Okay? And you have to be at the top of the cells. If you double click on it, it'll make it the right size. If I miss something, type something into PowerPoint. It gives, when I move on, it gives me a red line to let me know I've misspelled it and I can go in. Notice how I have some words misspelled here. This does not give me the red line automatically. I'm going to have to go to Review, click Spell Check, actually be in, go to Review, click Spell Check, and actually be in it. So it'll give you that, you can change it, but it runs it a little differently. It's not going to auto check spelling for you. Now I want you to notice, we're looking at initial cost here. These are going to be numbers. We can leave it at general, but you can also tell it to use currency. If you click the dialog launcher box, you can tell it if you want decimals or not. Again, another row. We know this is currency. You can click here, change it to currency, and get rid of the zeros. So now it's looking a little bit more like what we want to see. If I were to click off of this now, it would put the spreadsheet into the PowerPoint. If you notice, we have extra boxes. Moving this does not get rid of the extra boxes. In order to get rid of the extra boxes, you have to make your window. So all you see in your window is what you want to see on your PowerPoint. There. Now you can make it bigger here or do how you want to do. As I am clicking off of it, it puts it into my PowerPoint. If I double click on it, I can go back into it. Okay. That's going to be what helps me. Okay. You do have a page layout, which will give you themes. So you can adjust your theme to your table. You can adjust colors, you can adjust fonts. Now formulas are the thing that you may want to do. You have the auto sum. You can tell it to auto sum. Notice how it highlighted a whole bunch of boxes? That's what it's going to sum up, whatever's highlighted. If I didn't want it to highlight something, I can change where the box is. Hit enter and you have that. Again, to get it to auto sum, you'll hit auto sum. Now you can have average, you can do some other things. So you hit auto sum, you hit enter to make sure that's what you want, and it puts in the totals for you. Now if I go in and change a number on here, notice how my number is 46,112, 46,112. I've just changed that number. Notice how it will automatically do the math. That's what Excel is really good for. It will do the math if you make any changes. You can go ahead and do that. Now let's say you want to give this a title. We're going to go to Insert, and we're going to insert an entire row. Now we've inserted a row. We're going to call this Projected Cost. By the way, you also can insert and delete from the Home tab. We've added a title. We want this to be the center, so we're going to merge and center. We've got an extra row in there, so we're just going to double click, get rid of the extra row, and click out. So to review this, quick styles, formulas. Okay. Did formulas. Okay, to review, we went over how to insert. In order to insert, you have to go to the Insert tab, Tables, Excel. Your window is going to change. You're going to get an Excel window. You want to be able to see everything in the Excel window. So you may have to adjust the size. Whatever you see in the Excel window is going to be what you see on your spreadsheet. So you notice I got rid of the totals when I adjusted this. In order to adjust it, you have to go in, Make sure you're seeing everything you want and you're not seeing the things you don't want. Okay. Takes a little practice. Okay. From the Home tab, you will do most of the stuff you need to do. This will even let you sort. For example, if I want to sort by this column, I can highlight it, tell it to sort smallest to largest. It's going to ask you to expand. You're going to want it to expand. And now it's sorted. If I want to make this just look bigger in the window, I can drag it and make it look bigger. Your homework is going to be due Friday. Your next topic we are going to discuss starting Monday is charts.